A week after starting, the trial of Christopher Schurr is nearing an end. Closing arguments happened this afternoon, and the jury is now deliberating.
Schurr, a former Grand Rapids police officer, is charged with second-degree murder in the death of Patrick Lyoya 3 years ago.
We have multiple crews covering this story today, beginning with Callie Lichter and the prosecution's closing arguments. Callie.
Elena, Juliet, before I get into that, if you hear or see anything behind me, that's because all we hear at the Kent County Courthouse, there's been two distinct groups of demonstrators, one in support of Patrick Lyoya and another in support of Christopher Schurr. But when it comes to the prosecution's closing argument, they started it the same way they started the trial off, by driving home the seriousness of the case that led those 14 members to the jury box. As the trial comes to a close, Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker reiterated to the jury what the state has been arguing for the past 3 years.
When he fired the shot, he intended to kill. That is clear when you put a bullet in the back of somebody's head.
The prosecution's belief that this was an intentional, unjustifiable killing. At the beginning of the nearly 30-minute closing argument, Becker asks the jury to not become numb to seeing the video of the incident over and over.
It wasn't TV, it's not movies. This is a real man. Human being was shot in the back of the head back in April of 2022. We watched it over and over.
He says just because Lyoya had the taser did not mean he needed to die.
No evidence, no evidence, never said he threatened it, said he was going to use it, that I was going to kill you, said anything like that. He simply had the taser as one of the justifications of why I had to shoot.
He recognizes Lyoya wasn't a perfect man.
Because Patrick is no saint. I'm not going to sit here and argue Patrick was a saint. He was drunk driving. He was resisting. He was driving without a driver's license. None of those are executable offenses.
But he believes no actions taken that day by Lyoya justified the outcome. He referenced Christopher Schurr's statement to the Michigan State Police days after the shooting, where Schurr said Lyoya was trying to get away.
That's the defendant's perspective.
Closing his argument, he asks the jury what from this traffic stop would lead to a justifiable shooting.
This is a traffic stop. At the time the defendant knew what was going on. It was for a bad plate and no driver's license. What out of all this, he didn't think he was going to die?
The prosecution got a chance at a rebuttal after the defense's closing argument, where Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker touched on what he believes is the hypocrisy of some of the defense's witnesses and the voluntary manslaughter charge, which was just introduced today at the Kent County Courthouse. I'm Callie Lichter, 13 on your side.